First at 9 this Thursday, the 30th of October 2025. War on drugs. Sri Lanka launches a nation-united national mission to eliminate the drug menace. President vows to dismantle criminal state responsible for drug trafficking and gang violence. Transport regulations. National Transport Commission to introduce new regulations to streamline and improve all public transport. Growing old. 1 in 4 Sri Lankans projected to be over the age of 60 by 2040. Health authorities roll out plans to foster a healthy elder population. New avenue. RMB on the rise. Sri Lanka eyes yuan trade boost. Chinese currency becomes the 4th most used globally, opening new investment avenues.
Kalin baby soap rupial 90කට. Kalin baby podi හැමෝටමයි.
Homelands Expo 2025 Property Investment Forum and Exhibition. Join us on 11th October, Hilton, Colombo, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 0710 111 444.
This is Derana First at 9. Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening, you're joining First at 9, brought to you by Sri Lanka's most trusted news source, the Derana News Channel. I'm Tarindu Mahendra, joining you live with the latest in Sri Lanka and around the world. We begin with your top story this evening. A nation-united national mission aimed at eliminating the trafficking of narcotics was launched this morning in Colombo under the patronage of President Anura Dissanayake. Addressing the event, the president vowed to dismantle what he called the criminal state responsible for narcotics trafficking and gang violence.
A nation-united national mission aimed at eliminating the trafficking of narcotics was launched this morning at Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium in Colombo under the patronage of President Anura Dissanayake. The event was attended by religious leaders, the Prime Minister, ministers, commanders of the Tri-Forces, the Inspector General of Police, foreign envoys, members of public safety committees and former and current cricketers.
At this juncture, there are two paths to choose from. One path is to turn a blind eye and let these incidents continue. The second path is taking action against them. I would like to say the government and I have taken the decisive decision to take action. The youth have become the principal prey of this menace. Your children are being destroyed before your eyes. Mothers are in great pain and at times they even say they regret having their children. On the other hand, this wicked storm is spread into every village, in every corner. There is a huge crash in the country's economy. There is an expressway which remain in the dark where the police special task has to be deployed to ensure security. Electric wires cannot be laid because they are being stolen. Batteries of electric fences erected to contain elephants and iron railings on bridges and culverts are similarly stolen. Whole society has become prey to this menace and faces instability because of it. Therefore, the step we now take will definitely lead us to victory over this threat. This disaster has become the foundation for black markets and conflicts have arisen in dividing those markets. Recent shootings are the result of conflicts between these groups. How did government firearms end up in their hands? 73 T-56 rifles from army camps have ended up in their hands. Among them, 35 have been seized and the remaining 38 are still in their hands. One police officer sold his firearm and fled. That is due to the power of the wealth at the disposal of these armed groups. What has happened? A criminal state has been created within and beneath the legitimate state. There is no space for two states. There can only be the legitimate government democratically established by the people. We will eliminate the criminal state. Criminals have infiltrated political parties and some have become members and even chairmen of local government bodies. We must enter the final decisive hour of eliminating this menace. I hear from many people that no one will do this except us. It is our responsibility to rehabilitate addicts. We invite parents of such individuals to hand over their children to our care and we restore them back to normalcy. Can we let a small gang prey on our country, our society and our children? This menace can be eradicated by vesting the police and other institutions with the necessary power. I would like to say one thing. The political power these groups possess has now been eliminated. We are satisfied with the work of the police. Some Some are scared. Even prison officials are frightened, and to this day, criminal operations are directed from within prisons. Some of them virtually watch these crimes unfold in real time from prison, like the recent incident in Waligama. Therefore, we need a strong public voice against this. Public safety committees have already been established. Finally, we strongly urge addicts and traffickers to cease their illegal activities. We are building the strongest public movement against this menace, and it will definitely destroy this wicked storm. Eliminating drugs is the first and most important step towards stabilizing the country's economy. Therefore, we extend our blessings to the government's anti-narcotic program. We hope that we will be able to build a better future for our younger generation through this program. I have told my children that if they are ever caught using drugs, I would not be able to live with it. That thought stays with them constantly. Some of my friends were destroyed by drug addiction. Having seen that, I have strongly advised my children against it. I believe the younger generation needs this kind of protection. It is far better for them to be passionate about a sport than to fall into the trap of drugs. This initiative marks the beginning of a great series of programs. It's not only the responsibility of the security forces. If we all unite, we can save everyone from this problem. If the government and officials join hands with the people to eradicate this menace, it will be a truly monumental achievement for the nation.
I have been involved in many rehabilitation programs. Since this initiative comes at a time when it is most needed, I am committed to supporting it in every possible way.
I am proud to witness a moment when the entire nation comes together for a common purpose. I am honored and happy to participate in this initiative and extend my support.
Following the official launch of the initiative, a program was conducted to affix stickers on three-wheelers to raise public awareness. Meanwhile, the Telecommunications Regulatory Commission launched a 24-hour hotline 1818 for the public to report drug trafficking, distribution or any suspicious activity nationwide.
Yadia T5 scooterයක් සමග අඟල් 32 LED TV එකක් නොමිලේ.
The World Education Fair 2025 entrance free. Register now.
Health authorities say Sri Lanka is ranked among the Asian countries with the fastest growing elderly populations, with 1 in every 4 Sri Lankans expected to be an elderly person by the year 2040. In view of the rapidly aging population, the Health Ministry plans to implement a national program to promote healthy aging.
The population over the age of 60 is considered to be elderly. According to the 2012 census, only 12% of the population fell into this category. However, according to data from the 2024 census received so far, this figure has increased to 18%. Therefore, we expect by the year 2040, this figure will rise up to 25%, meaning that 1 in every 4 people will be an elderly person. This puts Sri Lanka among the countries with the fastest growing elderly population rates. There are several reasons for this trend. One could be the higher life expectancy at birth, and the decline in the birth rate is another. With the surge in the aging population, we are faced with a number of challenges, particularly in terms of health and medical care. We have identified the target group and several strategies for our planned national program. One is to inform the public of the concept of healthy aging. We cannot begin this process at the age of 60, as healthy aging is a life course approach that must be promoted at every stage of life.
The National Transport Commission plans to implement a new initiative to regulate three-wheelers, school and office transport services, cab services and transport services for special tours. The initiative will be implemented as a phased process, with the first phase data collection scheduled to commence on the 1st of November.
According to data from the National Transport Commission, the most frequently used medium of public transport in 2024 was buses, with 46.5% of all passengers travelling by bus. 12.6% used three-wheelers and 4.5% travelled by train. In this context, the National Transport Commission has decided to initiate a special program aimed at regulating three-wheelers, school and office transport services, cab services and transport services for special tours. The initiative is planned to be implemented in multiple phases, with the first phase being data collection. The first phase is scheduled to commence on November 1st.
We are collecting data on passenger transport three-wheelers, school and office transport services, cab services and transport services for special tours. A sticker will be displayed at divisional secretariats, district secretariats, provisional road passenger transport authorities, three-wheel parks, school van parks and fuel stations. This is the sticker that will be displayed. You can provide us details as per the instructions on this sticker. Data collection will be conducted from the 1st to the 30th of November.
A high-level meeting was held in Colombo yesterday to promote the use of the RMB facility in facilitating trade between China and Sri Lanka. The event was attended by Chinese Ambassador Chi Zhenhong, Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe and Minister Professor Anil Jayantha, among other officials. Discussions focused on promoting the Chinese yuan for cross-border transactions and strengthening economic cooperation between the two countries.
The 2025 RMB Internationalization Forum, organized by the China Business Council in Sri Lanka, was held recently in Colombo. Chinese Ambassador to Sri Lanka Chi Zhenhong, Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe and Minister Professor Anil Jayantha were in attendance.
When we signed the first facility with PBOC, I think it was about 10 years ago, I was the signatory on behalf of the Central Bank at that time, and we had a similar forum with all the bankers here, I'm sure some bankers can remember, to promote RMB invoicing and RMB trade between Sri Lanka and China. China has always been a major trading partner, especially in terms of imports to Sri Lanka. But since then, for various reasons, that had not made good progress, especially a lot of trade is happening, but not invoicing or transaction in RMB. That has not been successful. Although we had this facility for us to be used for trade between China and Sri Lanka, there has been a lot of progress made so far. So this dramatic ascent is highlighted by its leaf at that point back in 2010, 35th most used global payment currency back in 2010, and now RMB become 4th in 2024 based on the information that we have. Furthermore, the RMB share in global foreign exchange transactions has seen a substantial rise, growing from only 0.5% in 2007 to 7% in 2022, positioning it as the only emerging market currency among the top 5. Evolving trade blocks such as RCEP and strengthening of cooperation between BRICS countries could promote the use of local currencies, especially of these countries' local currencies, for cross-border transactions. Given the importance of China as a key global exporter and major trading partner for a lot of these countries, RMB would potentially emerge as a natural choice of local currencies used for trade within this multilateral framework. For this to happen, we need more offshore clearing banks and currency swap arrangements between PBOC and foreign central banks, which is likely to emerge, enhancing RMB liquidity and reducing transaction costs in RMB-based trade.
Taking into account the international settlements, we believe with the technology, now it could be done quickly at no time. Though there is a significant big gap between trade between China and Sri Lanka exists. In the future, with this facilitation, we strongly believe that it could be characterized by new investments and opportunities for more exports in the future. And I would like to announce that we had good discussions with the embassy and the representative from Sinopec. Now we have almost come to the last step. We have cleared all the technical bottlenecks and practical issues that we faced in the past. So hope that maybe before the end of this year, we would be able to demonstrate it by action that visibility of Sinopec would be in Sri Lankan soil soon.
Today, as we discuss internationalization of the RMB, our hope is to provide pragmatic supplement and refinement solution within the existing framework of the international monetary system. We aim to offer market participants more currency choices, increase resilience to the global financial safety net, and to broaden the institutional space for shared development. This reflects both the spirit of multilateralism and openness to cooperation, and responds to the tendency of the diversification in the international monetary system.
The Criminal Investigation Department has obtained a court order to investigate the bank accounts of the female lawyer arrested on charges of aiding and abetting in the murder of Ganemula Sanjeeva. Investigations have revealed that the suspect has previously represented underworld don Kehelbadara Padme in court and is suspected to have received large sums of money from him. The court has also permitted the CID to obtain analysis reports of her mobile phone data. The suspect has travelled to Dubai via Singapore last June, departing from the Bandaranaike International Airport.
Let the world look up to you, shoot what you see, be who you wanna be. Search with a smile, create your own style. Gemini live, make moments come alive. Be anywhere, rock anytime. With awesome AI by your side. Be anywhere, rock anytime. Be brilliant, be always intelligent. Download fast, stream it all night. One tap, move, everything feel right. Snap it clean, edit like a pro. Smarter with Gemini, let the magic flow.
Introducing Samsung Galaxy A17 5G. The power to be always intelligent.
Welcome back to First at 9. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa says recent murders reflect the government's incompetence in establishing law and order in the country. He made this remark during a recent public meeting in Mattakkuliya.
Samagi Janabalawega public meeting was held yesterday in Sammantranapura Mattakkuliya under the patronage of opposition leader Sajith Premadasa.
The current government promised you a new system instead of the old one. However, a culture of murder has become widespread within this new system where killing has become a competition. They told the biggest lies imaginable and deceived the public. Now, society has been handed over to murderers and underworld gangs. Seeds of threats and terror have been sown. They are attempting to establish a dictatorship within the state. I would like to ask, don't you see the similarities between the incidents in Waligama and Matugama? Samagi Janabalawega established control of the local government authorities in both areas. The chairman of the Waligama Pradeshya Sabha was murdered and a conspiracy to assassinate MP Jagat Vitana was revealed. It is clear that a wave of murders has emerged and the main reason for this is the government's incompetence and inefficiency and failure to establish law and order in the country. With that, here's a look at thoughts shared in the political sphere today on the current political situation and the upcoming rally organised by the opposition coalition.
Public security has fallen to a terrible state as a result of the government's lack of knowledge on public security. On the other hand, I have been repeating that the country's national security is facing a severe crisis. None of the individuals appointed to ensure national security possess any knowledge in that area. We love this country. Please implement strict measures to ensure national security or else we will have to face a disastrous situation.
The
system has changed. A new system is being implemented. Onions are only being purchased after being measured. The system has changed so much that a suspect is being shot in front of a judge within the court premises. Shootings are carried out within Pradeshya Sabhas on a public day and 323 containers are released without proper customs clearance. The individuals who released those containers is yet to be apprehended. It is understandable that certain individuals who are panicking when narcotics were seized are forming coalitions. They all face the same issue. The rally is being organized by the coalition of thieves. We do not believe the people will attend that. We believe that we will get to see an unsuccessful rally in Nugegoda on the 21st. I did not say that we will not join. We are happy that our comrades from the opposition are gathering on one stage. We will wish them luck. We do not have any issues with them. It is on the 21st. It's not even November yet. Even though they call themselves a coalition, there is no unity among them. Most of these politicians have charges filed against them and they have been summoned by the Bribery Commission. If they wish to free themselves from these accusations, they have to unite. They are planning to join forces on the 21st for the sake of their own safety.
In business news today, the Ministry of Digital Economy announced that GovPay, the digital payment platform for government services, has successfully processed over 500 million rupees in transactions. The platform allows citizens and businesses to safely and conveniently make payments for various government-related transactions, including taxes, fines, utility bills, education fees and other services and charges via banks and digital financial channels. As of yesterday, 37,715 transactions amounting to 568 million rupees have been completed through GovPay, which is integrated with 184 government institutions. GovPay was launched in February 2025 and is being implemented through a phased framework. Polish charter airline Enter Air will begin regular flights from Warsaw to Colombo's Derana International Airport from today. Airport and Aviation Services Sri Lanka said Enter Air will operate every 10 days with flights on Thursdays and Sundays until mid-April 2026, coinciding with Sri Lanka's peak tourism season. Enter Air becomes the fourth airline to start services to Sri Lanka this week, following Swiss holiday carrier Edelweiss, Belarus national airline Belavia and Russian airline Red Wings. While Enter Air and Edelweiss will fly to BIA, Belavia and Red Wings will land at Mattala International Airport. The Colombo Bourse closed in positive territory today as a result of price gains in counters such as Selinco Holdings, Colombo Dockyard and Singer Sri Lanka. The ASPI was up 62.41 points and ended the day at 22,839.53, while the more liquid S&P Sri Lanka 20 edged down 7.92 points to close at 6,202.71. Market turnover was 7.7 billion rupees, with crossings in the best performing counters accounting for 39.5% of the turnover. The capital goods sector was the top contributor to turnover, followed by the insurance sector. Foreign participation in market activity remained at subdued levels, with foreigners closing as net sellers, with foreign sales worth over 1 billion rupees. With that, here's a look at today's foreign exchange rates. In international economic developments, US President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping have agreed to call off a mutual escalation in their country's trade war, sealing a one-year trade truce. Under the deal reached on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in South Korea, China has agreed to defer its planned export controls on rare earths, while the US will drop a threatened 100% tariff on Chinese goods. Trump said he would also lower a 20% fentanyl-related tariff to 10% after Xi agreed to work very hard to stem flows of the synthetic opiate. Trump, whose meeting with Xi capped a whirlwind tour of Asia that included stops in Malaysia and Japan, said China had also agreed to purchase tremendous amounts of American soybeans. China's Minister of Commerce later confirmed aspects of the agreement, including the one-year deferral of its export controls. The ministry also said that the US had agreed to suspend plans to extend technology-related export controls to Chinese subsidiaries and that both sides would suspend tit-for-tat port fees. That's all for tonight from First at 9. Thank you for joining. Have a great night.